Right now, one of the so-called masterstroke from the Union government is the reduction of petrol and diesel prices, that too for the welfare of the poor people and for the common man. Before jumping into the context right away, I just want to share a story that I read in the Twitter last week. A donkey used to carry 60 kg uphill. The master increased the weight to 120 kg. Initially, the donkey was struggled but still managed to pull the weight. Over the period of time, the donkey refused to work. Then the master reduced 5 kg and made the weight as 115 kg. The donkey was really happy that the master is caring for it. And you know what? It wants the same employer to be in power for the next term as well. Poor donkey. Story, but not based on the true event. Maybe. Let's get into the context. Before that, I want to mention a disclaimer. There is no correlation between the story and the context what I am going to share. If you correlate, then I'm not accountable for that at all. The news is Union reduces excessive duty on petrol and diesel by rupees 8 and 6 respectively. Apparently, as stated by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Finance Minister Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, it is for the welfare of the poor people and the common man who have been suffered a lot in like 80 years or so, and more to reduce the inflation. Helping the poor people, slashing the prices, reduce the inflation. Everything is in a straight line, right? Then why the hell I am making this video? Before jumping into any conclusion, we have to compare the history and the past records to understand what is going on in the excise duty price cut. Let's roll back to the date 20th March 2022. Why the date is so specific? Till that date, there was no rise in the petrol price for around 135 days or nearly 4 months, though the crude oil price in the world market was skyrocketing that point of time. You might think that is a very good governance. Despite of the crude oil price in the world market skyrocketing, they have provided a constant price for the petrol around 135 days or like nearly 4 months. That's the catch. The government, which continuously increases the price of the petrol during the pandemic, which resulted in the cost of lot of day-to-day products as well, despite the crude oil price hit the rock bottom in the history. So what happened exactly in these 4 months or so? Elections, right? It was elections at the time. I don't want to like tie a knot between this election stuff and the good governance. Whichever you want to take it, you take it. It's up to you to decide. So election dates were announced and the election polling was scheduled. All these things were happened and the price not even rised for 4 months. It's like a straight line throughout the 4 months. A lot of talks going around. Once the results being announced, the prices are going to rise again. But you know what? It was not happening that time. 10th March 2022, all the 5 states election results been announced, but the price was not going high. But the people were really happy, but it is not quite last long. 20th March 2022, the first rise was happening after like more than 4 months. From that day, an average of 65 paise per day has been increased in the price of petrol for a straight 16 days, resulted in 10 rupees price increase in 16 days. It's been so far the highest rise in petrol prices over the years. The people were really upset and a lot of talks going around why this much price in petrol. I truly believe it is because of the constant graph they try to maintain during the 4 months has been compounding its effect and made a huge burden on the people. Okay, let's come to the actual news on the price cut. I am taking Delhi prices. Price at 20th March 2022 was 95.41 before the price rise. And the price at 20th May 2022 was 105.41 after the price rise in the market and before the excessive duty price cut. And 22 May 2022, the price cut has been implemented and the price stands at 96.72. Actually, it is 1.32 rupees higher than the price on March 2022. So there is not really a price cut, it is actually a price increase compared to the previous price. The opposition leader also claims that it's not sort of a price cut or anything. He just put a list of prices from the previous year and this year, like what we have mentioned. So it is quite evident from the tweet what we have seen. It is not like a clear price cut. Still, there is a huge burden on the people lying around. Let's talk about the price cut. Many people claimed that the center cut its excise duty. It's going to affect the state revenue. It is completely a mislead and a false statement. The center cut its own penny. It's not like cut down the state shares. So it is all the 8 rupees has been cut from the center's pocket. Whatever the percentage of shares state government got from this excise duty is going to continue be the same. But the problem is now the union government insisting all the states to take the necessary action and ask them to cut their share as well. So where it is lying around, so where it is moving towards, the Tamil Nadu Finance Minister, Mr. PTR, has been mentioned in the tweet and his interview on India Today, mentioned the union government raised its taxes around 250% for the petrol and 900% for the diesel, which weighs around 23 rupees for the petrol and 29 rupees for the diesel over the span of their ruling period 8 years. But the state government hardly increased its duty by 50%. So it's not right to claim that the state also has to take action and reduce the excise duty. Most of the price rise has been come from the center, and moreover, states has been already made a cut. For example, in this case, Tamil Nadu has made a price cut of 3 rupees in August 2021. So when they are insisting the state government to make a cut, it might dent more of the state government revenue. What I am concluding, the price cut is always welcomed by the people and it's going to ease the burden of the people. But is it enough to lift all the burdens from the people and make them really happy? I don't think so. Still, the petrol prices are varying around 90 plus and 100 plus, depend upon the place where you are living. So the center and state has to sit on this and have to take necessary action in order to make the burden really of the people. Don't forget the story what I told in the beginning. And moreover, I just want to remind there is no correlation between that story and this content. If you correlate and it's you were responsible, I'm not accountable for that. Just a recap: 60 kg it lifted, went up to 120 kg, then reduced to 150 kg. The donkey was happy. I hate the donkey. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to get more content from our channel. Thanks for your supporting and watching till the end. My name is Ashik. This is Yash Rebels. Let's reveal.